All right, we've got a pursuit happening right now in the valley. It is dangerous. That's why we broke out of that story. Let's go to Chris Christie in Air 7 HD. Where are you? How fast are you going?
Stolen vehicle, 80 miles per hour. Mark, this is going to be on Nordhoff coming off of Sepulveda. He just went through an intersection, almost T-boned with two cars simultaneously, hitting a pickup truck, came in contact there. No major damage. It looked like the driver was okay. Right through another red light here. This is a stolen red convertible, okay? This is LAPD's Mission Division, at least one primary behind him. But I got to tell you, I'm not sure they were able to keep up with him. He was weaving through traffic, almost coming in contact with a few more cars there, right through another intersection and oncoming lanes of traffic. This is getting really dangerous really quick, guys. In fact, as far as I could tell, I'm not sure if LAPD has been able to keep up. I know that there's an airship on the way over here. They were tracking him through a shopping plaza over on Sepulveda. He was making some erratic moves that he knew that they were onto him, and eventually just fled. They lit him up as he was coming out of a shopping center. They lit him up and he just went for it, and again, doing very dangerous speeds, upwards of 70 to 80 miles per hour through these surface streets. Now coming up, we'll go ahead and throw that sky map up, and you can see it looks like we are right over the double yellow line.
Oh boy, if you're in this area right now, get out of the way. You see this coming, please pull over to the side. This is extremely dangerous. Now he's on Arleta Avenue, just leaving Sunburst Street. This came to us as a report of a stolen vehicle. LAPD was setting up for a pursuit, and as Chris Christie mentioned, they lit him up. They flashed their lights at him, started to try to pull him over, and this was what ensued. 90 miles an hour on surface streets. This cannot end well if he continues this. With traffic at this time of day, you might have pedestrians out there on the streets. If you live or work or are traveling through this area of Pacoima, please be mindful that this could be heading your way, and please get out of the way because this is extremely, extremely dangerous. 80 miles an hour averaging on these surface streets. These are busy streets. They are residential streets. You've got homes on either side, and the traffic, as you can see, is heavy. He is blowing through stuff.
Okay, there he goes, right into another innocent vehicle there, guys. Okay, so just want to give you, help you get your bearings here. We're just south of the 5 freeway, just west of the 5 freeway, just south of the 118 freeway, and that's just the latest in a series of collisions that he's been in contact, by far the most serious, as he T-boned that white vehicle, came in contact with a few other vehicles, again, doing very dangerous speeds along Arleta, now on Van Nuys Boulevard, continuing northbound here through the 5 freeway, just past the 5 freeway. Gonna hit another car here. He is just flying through these intersections, guys. Has no regard for the lights. He is just trying to get away. And once again, I've got to reiterate, he's running. I don't see any LAPD units keeping up with him. So he is just basically going for it. He's not even, it's a full-on pursuit. But again, we're the only ones over it. LAPD not here yet. The airship is not here yet. They are on the way out here. And so are additional units as they converge on. Okay, I'm hearing they are discontinuing the pursuit. It's gotten too dangerous. They've just discontinued the pursuit. But as I was about to say, there are no helicopters except for Air 7 overhead here, and he is just fleeing without anybody's safety in mind here. He is just going for it. So still a dangerous situation, despite the fact that LAPD has basically called this off. It just got too dangerous. They couldn't keep up with him. They basically lost him, and he obviously...
There's a shot of him. He's gesturing at us. He can see us from where he is. He might have a smartphone in the car. You know, that's a new thing now people are concerned about. They might have a smartphone. They might have the ABC7 app going right now and be able to tell that we are covering him. We're not sure, but look at the speed here, and it is rush hour. He's had several collisions already, front-end damage to this Toyota Solara convertible. What can you tell us about the LAPD airship right now?
Still no airship. We're looking out for that airship. I know that there's one on the way. You can see he is just going, though, as he enters the freeway now. He's going to get onto the 5 freeway, actually onto the eastbound 118 freeway here in San Fernando, and he will eventually come up on the 405 here. So we'll see if he decides to take the 405, but now he's on the freeways he was doing freeway speeds anyways on surface streets. I'd rather see this on the freeway at this point, just considering the speed that he was doing on those surface streets. Obviously, we saw him come in contact with a number of other vehicles, a couple of serious crashes there, including that one white sedan over in Arleta. But again, he got off at San Fernando, now on the 118 freeway doing 90 miles per hour. Again, we're going eastbound, or I should say going westbound. Going to come up on the 210 freeway here where there is some traffic up ahead. I understand that there is a crash investigation off of the 210 freeway. We'll see what he decides to do, but he's going to have to make a decision because this is where the 118 ends. This is the end of the 118 as he comes up, okay, just right over that gore point. Almost took a little air there, went airborne, and is now on that ramp. This guy is just all over the place, and I've got to remind our viewers, this isn't even a pursuit at this point. There are no law enforcement officers behind him. They have given up their pursuit. It got too dangerous, and Air 7 HD still the only helicopter overhead here. This is just a wild and reckless driver. Again, we should reiterate, that's a stolen convertible that he's driving. Where he intends to take this, no idea what his intentions are or what his mental capacity is at this point, because the driving is just so dangerous, and at some point he's going to lose control of this vehicle. He's already come close to losing control. Now he's driving on the shoulder, again, for no apparent reason. He's got the road, I mean, there is traffic, but he's got some room to maneuver. He's just riding that shoulder now, again, northbound on the 210 freeway.
Chris, we're making a switch right now. I'm David Ono along with Ellen Leyva as we continue to watch this extremely dangerous pursuit. It is interesting that police have pulled off of him, and yet he continues to move. We wonder, I guess the question is, will he eventually stop at some time and realize the police are no longer behind him?
Well, unfortunately, he just got off the freeway again, got off in Sacramento. Now he's coming back in the eastbound direction, so he's now off the freeway again, driving very recklessly. We'll see if he keeps up these speeds. The problem with this situation, I'm not even going to call it a pursuit because it's not a pursuit any longer, but he is just driving so fast that he is having a hard time maintaining control of the vehicle himself, and now for street. We'll see how far this vehicle goes with him here, but at some point he's going to crash or lose control of the vehicle. It's just a matter of time. We've seen a number of collisions already, right in between another parked car and that van. Now we're doing about 50 miles per hour on a residential street. We're at Harding Street in Adelphia, turning onto Foothill Boulevard, and you can see he's going right through, well, coming to right into a construction zone. Crashes into the cones, all over these cones. There is just no rhyme or reason to this guy is driving. This is as completely erratic and wild as it gets, an unpredictable situation, and backing off, LAPD backing off of this pursuit has had no effect on his driving. He is driving even more reckless than he was earlier. Something got their attention earlier over at Sepulveda and Nordhoff. That's how they found this guy. They ran the plates, discovered it was a stolen vehicle. They were tracking him through a shopping center parking lot, and once he saw that patrol car, he flew onto surface streets and has been driving wild and crazy ever since. 70 miles per hour through this residential neighborhood here. Again, we're now on Foothill Boulevard, coming up on Hubbard Street, through another intersection. It was a red light. Slowed down a little bit that time. Earlier, we've seen him just flying through these intersections. So again, we're still northbound on Foothill Boulevard, David.
We've seen a lot of pursuits, David, but nobody has been this reckless in their driving, and we've seen a couple collisions already.
I wonder, you could see the front end damage right there on his vehicle. Any sign of that airship? He slammed in. We did watch him slam into somebody. We'll try to get that video for you. Where is he going now, Chris?
All right, so he's in another shopping center now. We'll try and get a location here. It's going to be at Sayre Street and Foothill Boulevard. I can tell you LAPD's airship has now arrived overhead. They're now tracking him from the air and will eventually triangulate their units to, this is just so dangerous. You see these pedestrians. It looks like a grocery store. He's in front of, we'll try and get the name of this business here. It looks like a grocery store, but you can see those pedestrians in the parking lot. Is he behind the building there,
Did
Rob?
he stop? Okay, I have not seen him come out.
Building.
Looks like he might have stopped.
Looks like a Vons. It's a Vons shopping center.
Yeah, I wonder. There he is. There's the red car, right? Is that the red car right below?
Bottom of the screen, Rob.
Right there.
He ran.
So did he run into the grocery store? Maybe he might have been monitoring our air signal. You just never know when it comes to these situations and the live streaming.
Right in the building.
He's into the building?
Right of the building, of course.
Okay, David. Yeah. Yeah, David, I'm being told he ran into the building possibly. You can see there's an alleyway between, no, okay, he's coming out the other side. So he ran through that alleyway behind the Chase Bank, and there he is on foot. He's going to lose steam here. Yeah. This guy just desperate to get away, but he is not going to get away. I can tell you, again, LAPD's airship now following him. He's going to jump this wall. We'll see how far he takes this. This guy is dangerous, and they have to assume that he is armed at this point. You just don't know what this guy is capable of. Again, this is a residential neighborhood at Beaver Street, and Dronefield Avenue is now where we are behind the Vons Shopping Center. So I was very scared there as he was speeding through that parking lot. All of those pedestrians at the speed he was doing could have ended up very badly. Fortunately, he decided to give up the vehicle and flee on foot. They're going to catch this guy now. You can see LAPD units now on foot with him, and he's just jumping fences. You can see a security guard for this apartment complex now being alerted to the situation. I don't see where he went, but this looks like another private apartment complex behind that shopping center. I'm not sure which direction he went in or if he's now inside that building. Well, but they are going to start to surround this neighborhood rapidly here in the next few seconds. He's somebody. Those are kids running. Oh. Okay, so I think he's somewhere in this complex. You can see there's the airship right there. That's LAPD's helicopter. They are trying to narrow this down as well. You can see one patrol unit behind the Vons Shopping Center and additional units on the way over here. But gosh, this guy was moving so fast. Even LAPD was having a really hard time trying to coordinate and trying to get enough units to get to the area, let alone pursue this guy. The pursuit just got too dangerous that they had to let him go. But unfortunately, he was continuing to drive so dangerously that they've had to just get as many units to flood the zone as possible, depending on where he gave up. He just decided to give up in front of that Vons shopping plaza, but where he is now, looks like he may be in that complex. I just can't tell. And you can see on the right-hand side of the screen, the driving erratically, and it was just like he's so desperate to get away. This man was certainly disregarding any safety for anybody.
That was a first. That was a first close encounter we saw him get into when it comes to running from the police. Where he looked like he hit the edge of that other vehicle, and then there's a collision. This is the first one, but there is a much more significant collision that took place a few minutes later, and then that led us to what you see on the left-hand side, where he has disappeared somewhere inside this complex of buildings. Most of them, that one might be abandoned on your right-hand side, and on the left could be an apartment building, and he has just disappeared. But they have the place cordoned off. And as authorities find him, we'll certainly check back with Chris Christie. Thank you so much, Chris, and glad you're safe as well. And fortunately, he ditched that car. We have other news to get to right now. Caught on camera, a predator in the store trying to molest a young child. Inland Empire Bureau Chief Rob McMillan is live in Moreno Valley with the video and the security guard who helped catch the man. Rob?
Police say it happened on Monday here inside the Rio Rancho Supermall in a store just down the way there. As you mentioned, it was all caught on camera.
No, your eyes aren't deceiving you. This is surveillance.